You ready?
Just make sure the video is working.
Alright, you guys. So how many of you guys have tattoos? Alright, how many want a tattoo? I really don't know much about it. Alright, well I'll ask you this because getting a tattoo is really fun and exciting, but it's a lifelong thing you have to deal with, and it takes a lot of responsibility. I've been tattooed 3 different times, two of which were just last week, and it's really fun, but it's also pretty addicting. I chose to talk about this because as being college students, we can all get tattoos whenever we want. And you need to be aware of some things you need to know about the pain, taking care of your tattoo, and what happens if you get a bad tattoo. Do tattoos hurt? Of course they do. It's needles going in and out of your skin, pumping blood. Hurts, but it's not so bad. Depending where you get your tattoo will depend on how painful it is. Fleshy parts like your stomach, your underarms, and bones are extremely painful, but you can always move your tattoo to somewhere like muscle so it doesn't hurt as bad. If you can't handle the pain, you can always move it, but you need to make sure you do not wince or jump when you're getting the tattoo, because it can either cut you really deep or it'll ruin your tattoo. The artist will get really mad and won't work with you ever again. One thing everyone likes to think about before getting a tattoo is, let's take some OxyContin, or let's do something so I don't feel the pain. Don't do this, even ibuprofen or Advil, because it will thin your blood. It can bleed way easier than just going all natural. So now that you've lived through the pain, it is time to take care of your tattoo so it lasts longer and looks amazing for your entire life. You need to keep your tattoo moist. After it gets done, it'll be bumped up and scabby, and it'll be really dry. If you don't keep it moist, it'll ruin the coloring or it'll peel and flake. After you get a tattoo, it'll go through several phases. First, it'll be all bumped up, like I said, and be scabby. Then it'll peel a little bit and itch. You gotta make sure not to itch it or to peel it, because it'll ruin your tattoo and it's the #1 cause. Also, you gotta remember, your tattoo is part of your skin. So when you go out sunbathing or swimming, you gotta cover it up with sunscreen. If you don't, it'll fade the tattoo, or if you have black or colored ink, it'll get so hot you can't even touch it, and it'll melt to your skin, to your clothes. But you cannot put sunscreen on your tattoo until it's fully healed, or it'll ruin the tattoo. So until then, if you get it in the summertime, you're gonna be outside a lot, wear a shirt, pants, whatever to cover it up, or just tape a paper towel over it. So now that even if you can take care of your tattoo perfectly, sometimes things happen that you need it removed or covered up. And there's several different ways to fix this. A really common practice is getting it touched up. If you go to the same place you got tattooed originally, they can just touch it up right there if it got cut, because tattoos do get cut, or if something just goes wrong when you're taking care of it. Another common thing is to get it covered up. So let's say you got like your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend's tattoo and you got to get rid of it. You can get it covered up by adding a tattoo over it, by making it bigger and changing the focal point. But you can't do that until it's fully healed. Moral of the story, your tattoo has to heal. And if you don't want to do that, you can always get it laser removed. I do not recommend this because it is extremely expensive and a licensed doctor doesn't have to do it. I could remove a tattoo if I had 25 grand in a machine. That's it. It's also extremely painful, extremely expensive. It's $500 to $1,000 per session. It takes about 11 sessions. So, there's always a way to fix your tattoo or change your tattoo to make it look better. And worst case scenario, get it removed. Keep in mind that if you ever have to remove your tattoo in the future, it's probably not worth having. So if you want to get a nice job someplace and you still want to get sleeves, probably shouldn't get sleeves. So now that you've learned a few things about the pain of a tattoo, how to take care of it, and also what you need to do if you get a bad tattoo, you can go and get a tattoo at a local parlor whenever you need, and you'll know what to expect. I just wanted to make sure you guys know that when you're getting a tattoo, it's your tattoo. You can always draw a tattoo, but the artist will render it to make sure it fits your body and make sure it's possible. If you don't like what he drew, change it. It's your tattoo on you for life. The artist is more happy with you being happy than him being happy. Also, tattoos don't have to be big old sleeves or a 13-hour back piece. It can just be something very simple, like script, that means something to you. So now I'm going to show you guys a couple pictures. This is a tattoo gun. I can't really explain much more beyond that. It's just something you need to know. They hook it up to a battery and it just pumps the needle in and out right here, and they will dip it in ink and just trace over your stencil. And then when they cover it up, they change the tips. This is tattoo goo. This is really good stuff for aftercare. If you're going to get a color tattoo, This is what I would use. This is what my roommate used, because it keeps the color really bright and vibrant. But if you're just going to get like black writing or anything, I just use Cetaphil, which I just carry around with me. And if you can try, just throw it on. Or you can use Aquifer. And then this is how you get a laser treatment after a few sessions. Like that's its originally, that's after another session, and so on and so forth. This doesn't always happen. This is a nice. This looks good. Sometimes it'll get starred, it'll get black, it'll get red. It also feels like you're pouring hot grease on top of your tattoo, so it's really not that pleasant. And then that's just a diagram of kind of where the tattoo is, if you can tell, kind of bad picture. The tattoo's under your skin around nerve endings. So when you get it removed, it's a laser that feels like hot oil all over on your nerves. So like I said, if you ever need to get a tattoo removed, it's probably not worth having in the first place. Thanks, guys.